Jackie Powell.
Hey, Walt. I wanted to know what you made of the ball movement in the fourth. It seems like you guys had a little difficulty there moving it.
Yeah, I think it wasn't so much difficulty in ball movement. We were trying to get Joyner isolated against McCowan. We're trying to use that advantage, and Joy actually she got some pretty good looks. They just didn't go down. We were just talking about it after the game. There was a couple of those that were she could have done something a little bit different, but a few of them it's like she played off of her. We wanted to give Joy a chance to go be a spark in that moment, and she got some pretty good looks. Like I said, a couple of them could have been better. But I think that's why we kind of, the offense, the ball movement stalled out a little bit, is because we were specifically trying to pick on that matchup, and just didn't go our way.
Jeff Magliochetti.
Hey, Coach. Obviously, things got a little bit away from you in the fourth quarter, but were you satisfied with the looks you were able to get? Because that's been a recurring theme all season. Were you satisfied with the looks you got in the fourth?
The thing that we didn't do a great job of, that we've done a pretty good job of all years, we didn't get to the line enough tonight. That was the difference in the game. They had 20 free throw attempts. They were 19 of 20. We were 9 of 9. Obviously, in a 10-point game, that's massive. We didn't take as many threes because their defense isn't as pack the paint oriented from the weak side. They're going to stay more attached, so they don't give up those skip threes. So we really, we had to make them pay in the paint, and we gave up way too many points in the paint to them. And we really didn't get the quality of looks that I think we were capable of getting tonight. So it's a really good question, because that's normally something I'm really happy with. And I thought tonight we missed rollers a ton. We kept talking about it in timeouts. The roll is there, throw the pocket pass. And I thought our guards were a little bit too ball dominant tonight. I know that Kia and Paris both had nice nights, but I think for the sake of the team offense, we missed the roller too many times tonight, and that hurt us. That let them kind of stay in a pick and roll defense that we weren't able to make them pay, and we should have been.
Miles Ehrlich.
Hey, Coach. After sitting out last game, Jazz Jones nearly notched a double-double. She had 9 and 10 and 4 steals. She did, however, have 5 turnovers. Was she forcing the action a little tonight, or was that a byproduct of the back and forth, that fast pace, especially in the first half?
Yeah. Part of it's that we were having them push. The disadvantage, obviously, against Tierra McCowan is she's really big and really good and really strong. And, she hit some tough ones. She hit some, not saying she's incapable of hitting those, but she hit some that, you kind of live with. But we didn't, the point of pushing the ball so much in the first half was, to try to take advantage of the advantage we had offensively, which was, the ability to really run and get out and go. Like I said, we really didn't get to the line enough in those transition situations. And Jazz, one of her growth points this year has been the turnovers. She's such an aggressive player, and I think she gets sped up. She gets sped up at times, and it's part of what makes her brilliant and so hard to guard, is that she's so aggressive. And so you have to be careful not to throttle that too much, because you back her off too much and you make her like a Reed, a slower player. She loses that advantage, and so part of it's just reps for her. But I was really, really happy with her effort, her focus, her energy, her talk. I mean, I just thought she gave us a really big spark. And those 10 rebounds are phenomenal.
Matt Ellington.
Hey, well, obviously you're in a unique place coaching more towards next year at this point. What did you like from your team tonight, and what are you looking for from your young players over this last weekend?
I thought, it was hard. It's not so much what I like. It gives us clear indications about the stuff that still really needs work, because we just haven't done it consistently. We've had games where our rotations are really crisp and our pick and roll defense is exactly where we want it to be. And then we'll go another game and all of a sudden our help rotations aren't there. We're getting beat off, one-on-one situations. And it's been from the first day I've been talking to you guys about consistency and how hard it is with younger teams. And it's not just our younger players, the thing, you know, it's some of our young vets. I struggle with that at times too, but I think seeing that things are correctable, you know, they're going to make more shots. They're going to get better at, you know, the rookie mistakes. I think, Matt, you and I talked about this actually a little bit when we talked. Normally with, you know, a young team or younger players, even our young vets who haven't necessarily been in these high usage situations, it's, you know, Kia started, Zowie started some, but their usage wasn't like through the roof like it is right now. So they're young in this role. And what you see is that players who are learning new roles, learning new positions, new skill sets, they'll make 1 to 2, 3, 4 mistakes a game. And then you have your older players who can kind of right the ship, and, you know, they make 1 maybe, but for the most part, they're not like those mental lapses. You know, we really have a group of players who they still have, you know, those 1 to 4 pretty much every game. Not everybody and not every game, but there's so many of them. They add up consistently game over game. And so part of it is exciting that, you know, that with every year, with every game, with every practice, there's more experience, there's more familiarity, there's fewer of those mistakes. That's something that I know will continue to get better, you know, as just players get better. I know the practice time really would have been big for us. Really, really, really big. And we missed that. And it's not to say that anybody else in the league didn't miss it, you know, but I know that young players and young vets, you know, we need it. We need the practice time. We need the time to make the adjustments and to drill things and rep things. You know, 2-on-2, dummy defense, pocket passing only gets you so much. You know, you need the live reads. And, you know, it's not to make excuses. It's more so just to answer that question, that these are things that, you know, hopefully it's not the same situation with a condensed schedule. And we're going to have the time to work on these things. And the players are going to get to go overseas and work on these things and come back, you know, just fresh and a little bit more experienced.
Erica Ayala.
Hey, Coach, I wanted to check in. You talked to Doug Feinberg in pregame about kind of going by committee at the 1 with Leja out. I wanted to ask you if that's something that you anticipate having to do for the remainder of the weekend, or will Leja see some action before you close out the season?
Oh, Lay's going to be done for the year. So we're going to have to go by committee. She's got, you know, if this was, I can't even confirm it actually. I don't know that she could play even if we wanted her to, because the injuries could get worse with herniated discs. So, you know, it's not a risk that I think is smart to take right now. So, Lay's going to be shut down.
Thanks, Coach. Next, we'll have Paris Key, Tim Furley.
Hey, Paris, congrats on your performance tonight. So you hit season highs in both points and minutes. So what really gave you the confidence tonight to really put some more shots up?
First off, my teammates had a lot of energy coming into the game and shoot around and warm up. And secondly, I mean, I know the Indiana team. Those like my sisters too. So, you know, I played against them with them last year, so it's kind of used to it.
Jeff Magliochetti.
Hey, Paris, congratulations on a career night, another career night, I guess we should say. So how does someone like you, someone who worked her way into the bubble this season, finishing out the year with this squad and set to test the free agency waters next year, how does someone like you approach these final weeks, these final games inside the bubble?
Yeah, I'll take it 1 game at a time. I'm trying to get better. I want to win. I'm trying to get it every night. I'm going in with the mentality that I'm gonna give it all I have, all I got to win the game. And I mean that's really my mentality. That's how I'm thinking. However I can contribute to help the team and put us in a position to get a W.
Rafiq Lewison.
Hey, Pearski, congratulations on the season 9 performance. I mean, although the offense is right there, the team kind of was falling back behind Indiana in the assist department when they were outlasted assists 23-14. What does the team have to do to make sure that you guys are better in the assist department going to the next game?
Could you repeat the question?
Indiana Fever outlasted your team like 23-14 in the assist department. What does your team have to do to reverse that void in the very next game?
I think for us, we just have to communicate more on defense. I think our offense was a little too stagnant tonight. Our defense wasn't really generating our offense tonight. I mean, I'm not sure how many we scored in the first quarter, but it was pretty high. No one was really getting stops on either end, and I think that that's something that we have to improve on.
Jackie Fowl.
Hey, Paris. So you guys usually get to the line more or just as much as your opponents. Why do you think you guys had difficulty getting those 3 throw attempts tonight?
I'm not too sure. Maybe we weren't going in strong enough. I mean, they were all collapsing. So when you drive, you probably have 3 to 4 people on you. You just have to look for the dish out. I know Nurse drove baseline and she hit me in the 45 and I knocked down the 3. That's just something that we have to get better at, really.
Erica Ayala.
Yeah, Paris, I wanted to ask you a little bit more about your role, particularly at the point position. Coach was telling us that with Leja out, that it's going to be kind of by committee. You growing up, as you mentioned, against a team that you know well. What did you like about having to facilitate in that role, and where would you like to see yourself and the team improve?
I feel like I know the Indiana team pretty well as far as personnel. So being able to kind of help navigate on offense, calling the right plays, setting up different players, and knowing who to come up with on the screen. And so if I want somebody else on the screen, just calling that person, really kind of just organizing us on offense pretty much.
Thanks, Paris. Next, we'll have Kia Nurse.
Thank you.
Jackie Powell.
Hey, Kia. So pregame this afternoon, I asked Coach sort of about Kia Stokes' growth pregame, and he talked about how difficult it is for someone to completely change their role and identity as a player. So being her roommate and someone who just knows her really well, can you speak to that transition a little bit and from your perspective what her growth has looked like?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I've been able to spend a lot of time with Stokes, and I always say from her senior year in college when I was with her there at UConn to where she is now, it's been a huge improvement. And I think there is a lot of difficulty in coming in this year because, I mean, right from the start, we do a lot of guard drills and everybody does them together in practice. We shoot a lot of threes. And that's not something that she was typically used to and not something she was asked to do on a daily basis on other teams. So coming in this year was really different for her. And I have been so proud of how she has handled that, how she has transformed to really fit her role for us this year and knocking down threes. And we're all confident in her shooting it. She's confident in herself shooting it now, and that's fun to see as well. But kudos to her because that's a tough transition to do, especially at this level. But she's done a really good job of it.
Erica Ayala.
There we go. Hey, Kia, I just wanted to ask a little bit about, with Leja out, Coach has told us that it will be kind of by committee at the point. You saw a little time facilitating. What did you think that you were able to bring to that role and that position? And how would you like to see the team move forward with Leja again being out for the season?
I mean, for me, I haven't played point guard in a long time. It goes back to my first national team days and growing up. I was a point guard my whole life. So In terms of me being there, our offense is pretty, spread out. We have a lot of ball screens. We can run step ups if you want to. And for me, that was something that works well when people try to ice us. And I can get a big into a situation where I can either attack her or find our bigs on the pop. So that's what I tried to do today. I tried to run the simple stuff that I knew was good for everybody and put people in situations where they could be successful. And I think we're just, as a committee, like you said, is going to have to take turns coming in and rolling with it. And whether that be, we got multiple ball handlers on the floor at the same time, and it's whoever it is gets the ball, brings it up, and runs that play. That's what we're going to do. But really just taking it together and knowing that we can't all just be Leja on our own. We all have to take a little piece of what Leja does for us each and every single night and come together to make up for what we're missing without her.
Miles Ehrlich.
Hey, Kia. At the end of the first half, you hit a big 3 off a turnover, one of 2 consecutive that helped the team close the gap from 10-4 at halftime. Paris Key was just talking about needing your defense as a team to lead to more offensive looks. Do you think that's where the team struggled late in forcing those open court turnovers that could lead to some easier looks?
Yeah, I think obviously Indiana has a bunch of really good one-on-one players, and I got into that a little bit early throughout their offense, got some easy looks. And I think for us, really, it's going to be a matter of continuing to lock down on defense and play our defensive principles, force people into long contested twos, and then get out and run. I think we're really strong in transition if we get that opportunity. We have a lot of people that can make plays. So really turning people over and getting out in transition would definitely be helpful for us, especially in a game like today.
Great. Thanks, Kia, and congratulations on scoring your 1,000th point tonight. Thanks, everyone. We'll send the recording shortly. Thank you.